Okay, this is a video update to my original video for the white NZXT H440 case here. I've just added a few additions or modifications as well since my last video. I'll just go over those with you, and now that I've had the case for a while, you know, I don't have any complaints with it. I think it's excellent. So mainly the only thing I've done is add the white LED, the Bitfenix Alchemy 30cm white LED strip, so you can see that it's really lit up there. I have mine mounted at the top here. Right there. Right in between the radiator and I guess what is the edge of the case. So it just shines down. Gets kind of dark back there and back there. Casts a shadow underneath the GPU, of course. But, you know, I like it. I would say that the NZXT logo, which is illuminated, by the way, with an LED, it kind of drowns it out, if you will, because that light up top is so bright that you can barely notice that at the bottom. So, I really like it. And also, let's see, I've added the Kingpin card. I had a regular classified, so you could see that one there, the 780ti Kingpin classified, which kind of goes better with my build because it has bits of red and white, and you know, I really like the clear plastic cooler shroud. A lot of people don't like it. That's fine. I think it looks cool. I think it looks really good in my system here, so I swapped that out for the regular classified. And I'll pop the top off and the front here and show you a few things as well. A few other bits here I'd like to show you. I'm going to set this down. Just pop this off. So a few things I've done here. If you'll notice my GPU here, I'm gonna light so you can see it better. Look how straight it is. See how it's not sagging at all? It's nice and straight there. Now these GPUs are quite heavy, and of course they sag a lot. They look horrible. I can't stand that. So what I did to remedy that was, there's a couple zip ties here, and this is where this area, these here are for the hard drives. There's like a scaffolding almost that goes behind here. What I did was I zip tied these cables here to these holes to almost support this end, to somewhat pull it up, to help stabilize, to help level it out. So come around here, this does filter off. Yeah, I mean, they're all zip tied in there. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but yeah, I mean, that really worked well. That helped out a lot, stabilizing that GPU. And then up here, you know, the radiator, um, you see, it gets not much airflow up here like this, so it really kind of suffers, honestly. It doesn't work very well. This all-in-one cooler, in this case, with the top being so tight and the radiators right here, there's only a teeny bit of space on the top. So honestly, this cooling system, it looks pretty cool. You know, I really like the way that looks in there like that, but you're better off with like a high-end air-cooled system. Um, some people have done some tests and they've found that in this particular case, with the way that this radiator mounts up here, and then the top here has these teeny little vents. So, you know, and then you got this foam here, so there's only a very small amount of space for the hot air to exhaust out. So just keep that in mind. I mean, it still works, but you know, if you want it to work the best, what you're gonna want to do is run it without that top cover on there, just like this. Just run it like this, the thing's gonna run like a champ. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me. I don't really ever benchmark my system or whatever. I don't push it that hard. But yeah, another thing is I disconnected the fan hub and ran all the fans to the motherboard header. So you can see that one right there. I used black sleeve cables because I didn't want to highlight them. That one. There's a couple way up at the top right there. Those two right there. You don't actually have to get sleeve cables for those because you can't see them. And then there's one right here. Got a black sleeve cable for that one. And then there's one down here. So you're gonna actually have to get a Y splitter too if you're gonna want to run your fans off your motherboard headers, because there's more fans than there is headers, because in this case I have 6 fans plus the pump there. Yeah, I mean, another thing I've done, let me show you this, is down here, I don't have any hard drives in here besides those 2 SSDs. So that down there is that's a hard drive mounting bracket, which goes in here. There's a bunch of spaces to put it, as you can see. And what I've done is put it, kind of hard to see at this angle, but that's at a sloping angle. Okay. So what it does is causes that lowest fan to blow air, and it reflects off that, and it shoots up and hits the bottom of the GPU versus just flowing straight into your power supply. So I just wedged that in there. Let me actually take the back panel off and I'll give you a better view of that, which I think just helps cool the system better. 1 second here. Okay, so it's like that. So that fan there on the bottom would just mainly just shoot air straight into here for the to cool all those cables and whatnot, and then the power supply, which is way back there. But now that fan with that plate there, it kind of ramps the air up and it shoots it to the bottom of the GPU. Now, I will say one thing about the back of this case here is, I mean, it's awful. It's awful. Sorry for the, I'm just stuffed in the corner here. But I mean, this, doing all this cable management here, you're going to have to get really meticulous with this, because this back panel just barely fits on here with all these cables like this. So this right here is the fan hub, which is you just disconnect all the headers or the fans from that and just run them to your motherboard. But yeah, this, see, like this 24 pin connector right here, I mean, this thing, it's, when you add these sleeve cables, it just makes it more difficult because there's very little space back here. And when you add this stuff, you're just adding more. So you're just gonna, it just makes your job even more difficult to get all this stuff in here really flat, because, you know, there's not much space back here. And I just shoved most of it down there into that freaking pile of craziness. But yeah, and one other thing is, if you're gonna mount SSDs down here like I did, which I think looks pretty cool, it's a nice place. So, you know, there is the Molex connector right there, you can see it. Now, most Molex connectors have a weird right angle. I had to buy these special ones here. Just make sure if you want to mount your SSDs here, you get a flat end connector on the end of the Molex. That way you can connect your SSDs on this flat surface tray. Otherwise it won't work. It'll put too much pressure on the back connection. And of course your SATA, normally the one there on the left with the white bit on it, that SATA, those always work fine. They just plug straight in. So I mean, yeah, those are the only two cables that kind of bothered me. I wish I would have got sleeve. You can see those color ones back there. I think those would be HD audio actually. And yeah, so that's it, man. Hope you guys got some useful info here, and yep, enjoy. It's a nice case. I have no complaints. I think it's excellent. I run it with the top cover on it. I don't care if it, you know, makes it a little warm in there, but it's quiet. So it's an awesome case. Don't hesitate, buy it. Alright, peace out.